Hey, how's it going? So we're going to take a look here about lyrical poetry. Aristotle pointed out three broad categories of poetry. We've got dramatic, narrative, and lyrical. We've discussed a bit about narrative poetry to a certain extent in the epic poetry we talked about. So let's take a look now at lyrical poetry. From Greek times to modern times, lyrical poetry has been popular with many poets because it involves emotions and feelings. It is more personal than other types of poetry and is mostly in first person. Let's take a look at the first type here of lyrical poetry. One type of lyrical poem is the elegy. It's a sad poem, usually written to praise or weep for someone who has passed. It's similar to the eulogy, which is a speech for someone at a funeral. Elegies can also be about a lost love or a lost time. So they may show up in a bunch of different forms in a poem. Another type of lyrical poem is the ode. It's similar to the elegy, but usually to praise someone or something. It's not limited to the theme of death or loss. It can have complex stanza forms, and there are many types of odes. Let's take a look at one here that Keats wrote, Ode to a Nightingale. My heart aches, and a drowsy numbness pains. My sense, as though of hemlock I had drunk, or emptied some dull opiate into the drains. 1 minute passed, and leftwards had sunk. 'Tis not through envy of thy happy lot. So, got an ode here. It's obviously have to do with suffering and pain. You can see here, my heart aches. Get the tone. We talked about tone at the beginning of all this. And you can definitely get the tone of this particular ode. The reference here to hemlock, I don't know if you remember or read about, that's the way Socrates died. No, he was condemned by court and he drank hemlock. And that's the way he passed. So we have that reference here. As though of hemlock I had drunk, or emptied some dull opiate into the drains. So he feels numb, and this type of feeling is definitely conveyed in this poem. Another poetic form is the Villanelle. It has 19 lines of 5 tercets, followed by a quatrain. There are 2 refrains and 2 repeating lines. This is a fixed verse form. So this is a pretty strict structure here. So we've got the tercets, which is a stanza of 3 lines, and the quatrain, a stanza of 4 lines, and with a refrain here. A refrain is a line repeated in verse, kind of like a chorus in a song. I don't know if if you look at the lyrics to songs, sometimes it says refrain, refrain, and that's the part that repeats itself. Here's an example of a villanelle. This is Sylvia Plath's Mad Girl's Love Song. Like I said before, this is just an excerpt, but let's take a look at it. I shut my eyes, and all the world drops dead. I lift my lids, and all is born again. I think I made you up inside my head. So, there's a specific rhyme form here. You can see we got a tercet here with 3 lines, and we've got dead rhymes here with head, and it follows in the same pattern in the next stanza. So this would continue down, but like I said, I can't fit the whole thing on here. This is an example of a villanelle, and these are some examples of lyrical poetry.